Hi. Hi. Love, love, love 5. Hi.
Love, love, love 5! Yeah, 5! Love, love, love 5!
Hi. Hi.
So, what's going on there? You and me sitting here right now, and I appreciate you watching, because I think you're gonna get some ideas. Love, love, love 5! Yeah! Woo! Oh! Yeah! Love, love, love 5. Where can you start? I mean, we talked about the video in the last one. Love, love, love 4. Are you listening in succession? Because this is like a book. Last one we talked about, showing a bit of appreciation with yourself, and you start, well, gosh, I gave some little examples right there, and then also I ended that video with the story. I think that's a very poignant story. I mean, like, big time, because it puts all of the responsibility on you, right? Because that's where it starts. It starts with everybody on a personal level. When it starts with everybody on a personal level, then it's just going to cascade, It's kind of like when you see something go, when you I don't even like to say this, but when you see somebody hurl and then that causes somebody else to hurl, because it's kind of like, that chain reaction or whatever. But, it's like, well, it's not really like that. I mean, because we're talking about love, 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 and, so, well, but you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? 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 Chain reaction. Starting with yourself and working on yourself, showing appreciation for yourself, loving yourself, because that's where it's really getting, that's really where the core that it's going to be. And then, obviously, you don't have to stick with that one for years. Quit buying yourself so much damn stuff. Jeez. Yeah, that's cool. But having an appreciation and gratitude for yourself and for the things that you have in your life, you got to stop and, you just have, even... Sometimes you have to embrace the difficult times, because you must embrace your difficult times, because that's where you get the most character. You have to be grateful for that stuff too. Really, because it wasn't for the difficult times that you had, how would you grow? Because whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stronger. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if you have a little bit of that I think is the catalyst to cause a chain reaction. Is just going to be working on yourself to have appreciation for yourself, because when you start to have appreciation for yourself and you get kind of used to the process of showing a little bit of appreciation for yourself, I think really the synergistic is going to spread a lot more easier to be able to share and appreciate and spread the love for other people. Just offhand here, being a man, and there really isn't too. I just kind of find it interesting. And there's actually a couple dudes that are out there, that have been my friends for a long time. I'd say 3, probably, because this last guy that I talked to, I hadn't called in a long time, and I just kind of find it interesting, that it took so long to finally get into this expression, and that's to express love for each other, because we're all good friends. My good friend and we'll just call him Shay. I've known him for a long time, and he's been a guy that we've just had an appreciation for each other. Again, it boils right down to just having an appreciation for this, and then having an appreciation for each other, and then expressing love towards each other, saying I love you, because, our lives hang on a string, big time. You can learn a little bit about this. I'm going to do videos, and it's in my Think, Feel, and Believe videos that are out there about what happened to me in my accident, and it just showed me. Our lives are so fragile; they hang on a string, and and things could be lost and over. In no time, right? I mean, in absolutely no time. Our lives are hanging. All of our lives are hanging in a string, and we take a little bit of for granted for that, big time. So you got to slow down. And I think and I just don't want to get all off and everything, but it's just interesting how it takes people getting older to finally understand the concept and the aspect of showing appreciation for each other. I mean, can you imagine teenage boys? And I'm not. Remember when we're talking about love, 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 it has nothing to do with anything sexual at all. But see, that's where a lot of people go, is like the physical realm or whatever. But I had to have to honestly say, how many teenage boys that are out there? I know it's probably easier. A lot of these things are just easier for women sometimes, I think, because they're a little bit softer. To express love and appreciation for their friends, right? I think women do that a lot easier than men. But can you imagine like teenage boys being good friends? Because there's a lot of teenage boys, guys that are out there that are good friends. Have they ever stopped and said "I love you" to their friend and just kind of mean it? But then again, how many teenage girls out there that say that to their friends and love it? But, when something devastating happening, like, we've always got these school shootings going on and these bad things that are happening. Teens are texting and driving and getting in accidents and losing their lives. There's just all sorts of things out there that are happening to youth where they're losing their lives. And then the teenagers are devastated. From it. And where on earth at any given point did they ever express any love or appreciation towards any of their friends in any ways? So it's got to start. I don't care how old you are. It's just kind of interesting how I've noticed how it's taken, us guys, some of my close friends, that we actually say, I love you. You know that, don't you? I love you. Because people need to know that they're loved. People need to know that they're appreciated, right? I think appreciation and love are nearly almost the same definition and the same word for the most part. To say I love you means, I got a great appreciation for you, and I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you a lot. I appreciate you a lot. Yeah. So, but to think that it took me, for me, I never really, to be honest with you, and I'll get into this too, because this is real important. Yeah, because my experience that I had in my life really is going to touch on some really sensitive things that that I'm not seeing out there either that are happening too, and we'll get to that. But this anyway, but to come into the expression of that. Okay, so you don't have to go out there and say I love you, because that seems to be the big taboo word out there. Oh, if you say I love, appreciate. All right? It's kind of like a word in disguise. You say, hey, I appreciate you, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate everything about you. I appreciate what you just did. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Appreciation. I think if you're showing appreciation, what you're doing, you're showing love. Yeah, showing a little bit of appreciation so that you don't have to say love, because, there's it's like the love word. It's taboo to say the love word. But, it's really, isn't love a nice word? Love. 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 Yeah!